keep sitting for 1 minute. So, did anyone feel something? Now if you didn't, it's okay. That comes after some time. Did anyone feel something in here? Something nice? You did? That's good. Who thought it was easier with the kirtan, and who thought it, first kirtan, raise your hand if you liked it better with the kirtan. And who thought it was easier in silence? Yeah, everybody's different. So whatever you like better, that's what you can do. Souls are not in me. What he's saying is souls are not me. Souls are souls and I'm me. It's two separate things. Even though physically they are in me, they're not somewhere else, but they are not me. They have their own identity, their own personal actions and desires they do, and I have my own things that I do. So let's review that part. Why does Krishna say he is not in the souls when he actually is? Yes. He doesn't control their actions. That's right. And why does he say the souls are not in him when they actually are? Yes. That's the other, he's not in the souls means he doesn't control their actions. That's right. So why does he say the souls aren't in me? Yeah.
The souls aren't God.
That's right. And one more thing in D, souls are God's, what does Shakti mean in English? Yes, power. Again, they are not God. So we belong to God. We are not God. Any questions about that before we talk? Yes?
You said we are God's power. How does he use us?
He doesn't use us, actually. He gives life to us. So it's called Jiva Shakti. God's soul power is if you take all the uncountable souls in existence in one bundle, that's God's Jiva Shakti. But he doesn't use it to do something. He gives us free will. We do. He gives us life, and then we do what we want with that life. Actually, see, if we had not existed, and then God had said, I'm going to make a soul be alive and give him a chance to perform actions, then you could say, why did you do that? But we've always been here. So God never created the souls. He never started them. We've always been alive, and we've always been individual from God. Maya is an eternal power. He removes the effect of Maya on that soul who surrenders to him. Then you're no longer Maya Bad, you're Maya Teet. You're beyond Maya. So if it is so simple, why don't we all just surrender? Krishna tells us in the next verse, Namam dushkritino murha prapadyante naradhama mayaya paritagyana asuram bhavamashrita. He says there are three kinds of people who don't surrender to me. Dushkritina means people whose minds they have activated that tamas quality. So you can say people who are prone to doing bad or evil actions. When the mind becomes very impure, then that type of person won't feel any attraction towards God. First, normally, a person has to become good, then they'll start to desire God. So he says that type of person, he won't surrender to me. The next one, murha, he says. So this means a confused person, and he's referring to a very specific type of confusion, an intellectual confusion, a philosophical confusion, where someone thinks that God is only formless, and doesn't have a form, like Krishna. Why would this prevent someone from surrendering? Because you can't surrender to a formless anything. You surrender to someone. You can't surrender to a formless energy. You can't surrender to formless God. You can surrender to Krishna. You can surrender to Ram, Vishnu, Shiva, Durga. You can't surrender to formless God. You have to surrender to someone. It's too abstract. Or someone may think, my soul is God. Then how can he surrender to God? He'll surrender to his own self. He won't surrender to God. But when your own self is bound by Maya, how is surrendering to that self which is bound by Maya going to free you from Maya? That's like saying, I'm in jail, so if I know myself, I'll get out of jail. No, you have to know the king. The king can come and let you out of jail. So surrender to the king. Surrender to God, he'll release your Maya bondage. So if someone has either of these two confusions, that my soul is God, or God is only formless, then he can't surrender and he can't get freed from Maya. So when Krishna says, Mameva ye prapadyante, he means to me, to Krishna, in my personal form or any of my other personal forms, but to me, not to himself and not to some formless, abstract God, but actually surrendering to a personal form of God. So if someone has either of these confusions, they also won't be able to surrender to God. And the third one, Naradhama, it means someone who believes in God, has faith in God, but doesn't think it's that important to do. That I have enough other things in the world right now to think about, so this talk of surrendering to God can wait. That person never gets around to surrendering to God either, because tomorrow never comes.
Hi, I'm Anand. I'm 13 years old and I've come to Swami Nikhilanand's classes, and I think that his classes are just really, really good. He tells it to us in a way that's so practical and so easy to understand. It's really hard not to understand. And we also have a lot of fun. We make some jokes sometimes. And for the kids, he arranges a Jeopardy game for us to review what we've learned. And at the end, he gives us an exam to test what we've learned. And I just think it's a really great class.
I'm Gayatri and I'm 9, and I think it's also really great because we learned a lot of new things that I bet I wouldn't learn anywhere else, and it was really exciting.
Radhe Radhe. My name is Mira Gore. I'm 15 years old, and I came to Swami Nikhilananji's program last year also, and even last year I thought that it was very spiritually enhancing, and what I liked most was that anyone, any age can come and still get a lot from the program, and I learned a lot that I thought I wouldn't learn otherwise if I wouldn't have came here.
What did you learn?
I learned, I liked how we started off with the basics first, like as it should have been, and then we got into depth into what the Gita really is about. And I liked how there were references to the Gita, which made it much more interesting, because now even I know what the Gita is really about, and I really learned also. I learned about my religion, which I am really happy to.
What is Gita about?
Gita is about how Arjun asks Krishna questions, and although Arjun is a saint, he asks them just for the sake of us normal people, and so that we can really get the most out of our lives and how to live and how to attain God, which really should be one of the most important things you would want to do before your life is over.